can come back and give feedback in terms of where we are now in terms of it.
Because as I'm connecting the dots, this stretches to the Durban Harbour where a container was found with cocaine worth, I think 500 million or something to that, and then the second one again. And I'm looking at the people that you mentioned yesterday and this drug bust, it's all linked. And I cannot help but wonder, has any of these people been arrested?
Yesterday, Honourable Chair, I touched on the way our operation was disrupted when we started on the 6th of December. So one will be maybe in a position then to refer to all the names that are under investigation if then we were not disrupted in terms of our plan of these takedowns regarding this whole drug cartel investigation.
Have you alerted the JMPD MMC in Johannesburg? Are you working closely because these are his members?
That is correct. And the reports did go to the office of the MMC as well as the Commissioner of Police then in Johannesburg.
Feroz Khan, is he part of the cartel?
It's those types of questions that I'm not at liberty to answer with a yes or no, Honourable Member, based on the ongoing investigation.
Is he a part of the cartel?
Unfortunately, I'll give the same response, Honourable Member.
Okay. So I guess this is why SAPS is going after Dumisani Khumalo in Gauteng, because he's dismantling their operations in Gauteng. Because if we have no one that's attending to the drug issue in our country, and we have ordinary citizens acting, and now they must be handed, give themselves up for dismantling these operations. Is that fair?
If it's true, it's not fair, Honourable Member. We need to work together. We are clear in terms of the effects of drug or availability of drugs within our communities. Hence, we believe that with this project, we'll be able to make a difference.
And then also going back to your statement that the entire SAPS is captured, I also know that there's been so many irregular appointments in SAPS, and you briefly touched on it yesterday. Is it also part of your responsibility to look into these matters?
One of the responsibilities of the division is to protect the SAPS against any harm. So the irregular appointments are meant then to harm SAPS. Hence, then we are part of the vetting process before the appointments are finalized.
I want to ask you, did you vet General Fannie Masemola's nephew that is working in his office? Are you aware that he has family members working in his office? Are you aware that Fannie Masemola's right-hand, General Mosekile, has her daughter-in-law, has her daughter working all in the same office?
No, I'm not aware, Member.
Okay, so I put it to you that General Mosekile, are you aware that she was also embroiled in a macro incident?
We have the report that talks to that, but again, it's not a matter that we can discuss as it's still under investigation.
Because the reason why I'm saying and mentioning the irregular appointments, because if it's one big family affair in SAPS, this is why we have the entire SAPS captured. Because it's a family affair. And this is why we have drug cartels that continues to make inroads in our communities, because no one's prepared to speak out, because it's a family affair. It's starting from the National Commissioner's office. So that's where we have to start. You cannot have sons, daughters, and nephews working in the offices of national commissioners that hasn't been interviewed, that hasn't been vetted. You are the head of crime intelligence. What are your plans to deal with this crisis in SAPS?
What is contained in my statement, that was only referring to the division crime intelligence, the subset large, and then there are plans that are in place then for a team that will be inclusive of our counterintelligence and vetting sections in terms of identifying all those challenges or threats and deal with them then the correct way.
I want to go back to this question, and I didn't want to belabor this point because it's been asked by my colleagues. From the pool of SAPS members with your analysis and intelligence identified as working for or with these cartels, how many to date has been arrested?
Can I request that the Honourable Member repeat the question?
Right. The pool of SAPS members that your analysis and intelligence has identified. So your analysis has identified that there's a pool of SAPS members working with cartels. To date, how many has been arrested?
In terms of this particular investigation, one can say we have one so far, and as I indicated, the whole plan of the project was really disrupted from the 6th of December when we were starting with these takedown operations to dismantle the cartel from within and outside SAPS. But we have investigations that are complete, others are almost complete, and then we are continuing with the project.
How many has been suspended?
I won't be able to give the number, Honourable Member, as that falls outside my scope. Then the Divisional Commissioner, Human Resource Management, will be the one that can be able to give those.
Do you know how many has been subjected to internal disciplinary processes?
I know that there is a process that had started, but still the statistics are with the respective division.
Jendo, I want to ask in closing, do you think that your department is adequately capacitated to deal with the drug cartels and the crime in South Africa?
At the present moment, I can confirm that we are not capacitated at the level where one will wish. It's a pity that then there are these challenges that we come across as we embark on the capacitation of the environment, so as then we are able then to be at the level where we can deal with organized crime. I explained yesterday, Honourable Member, that maybe the obsession and the focusing on the PKTT is what makes us maybe lose the focus. I was trying yesterday to bring forward the methodology instead of the name that makes us then maybe associate it with the faces of whoever is. There are lots of plans that are included in my affidavit that are implemented by SAPS, and I indicated that this methodology has been approved at different levels for it to be implemented. So it needs just the capacitation. Yesterday, I referred to it as a will from different levels, so as then we can be able to do what we are supposed to do in terms of drug trafficking and usage thereof in our country.
The reason why I pose that question to you, because for as long as we don't conclude on all of these investigations, our country remains under threat by the likes of ministers, General CPI and Cat Matlalas. So it's important for us to know whether, and also in terms of our recommendations that we mean to do after this report, it's important for us to understand the state of that department. That is very, very important. You agree?
I do agree, Honourable.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honourable James. But I think some of the questions that you have put here, you may have to put them in writing to the respective people, especially those allegations about the appointment of their relatives. I don't think General Khumalo should be answerable to. If there is an allegation that I'm working with my nephew, it must be me who must respond to that allegation. And I think he may have difficulties to respond to that. If there are any names that you have, let's put those questions in writing and forward them to the respective authorities for them to respond.
I'll do so, Chair, and I hear what you're saying, but having family employed, that poses a threat. This is crime intelligence, and crime intelligence is meant to detect threats within our country. So this is why I'm saying that he should be on top of this. It's not his direct responsibility, but when anything poses a threat in a department, he should be able to pick it up and sort of at least guide.
That is purely HR matter, and the accounting head or there is person responsible for human resource.
No, Chair, I disagree with you.
Honourable James, will you do so? Will you forward the questions in writing to the respective authority that must respond?
Yes, I will, but it's not purely an HR function. Thank you, Chair.
Okay.